I'm giving you guys the warning right now. Turn back before it's too late, before you might actually end up becoming one of these type of people that you're about to see. Recently, I got told to watch a couple types of videos that I generally would not ever watch ever, and I also don't have any interest in them. But when I did, I actually found them to be quite the worst, to the point where I honestly wanted to make a video of it. I never even wanted to make this video, but when I started watching, I started rolling, and it was actually really bad. Prepare yourself right now because you might not even come out the same man. I will tell you this right now. The views that I make in this video, yeah, they're my views. And I'm about to probably make some questionable views. But will I tell you this also? Probably not. But I honestly want to tell it for the sake of video. Just if I was ever right next to you, I probably wouldn't. But would I tell you this right now to the whole internet? Yes. And what I'm about to tell you right now is that people are so uncreative when it comes to creations like this. People are so gouged out by the fact that their fantasy is meaningful and gives a shit. The only way you'll get appreciation probably is because you're targeting a certain type of audience, and a very thin, very, very thin layer of that audience exists. The other will find it either ridiculous, amusing, slightly interesting, then walk away, or just not give a shit. And I'm telling you right now, Boyfriends has got to be one of those kinds of videos that I've seen that I didn't even want to see that really is just the worst. I don't really get it. It just looks like any I mean, I know people have been telling me to some I've had a select people tell me about this and tell me I should watch it, but like I don't get why. It looks like literally those 15-year-olds, those really artistic 15-year-olds who I don't know, are gonna probably go into an arts class or something when they get out of middle school, and they wanted to draw about their little sexuality fantasy, not sexual fantasy, but I mean there's some sexual kind of things so far I've heard. I don't know. It really doesn't look like really anything to be mad about. It's just some like kid with their little artsy thing. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, this just doesn't scream to me like an older anime. Astrid, yeah.
Ugh, I'm so over being single.
Hmm?
Ugh, what's a man gotta do to get a BF around here? Hmm.
Dude, easy. Watch this.
Huh?
Hey, you okay, man?
Yeah.
Oh, aren't these stickers from the show Pretty Planet Idol Puri?
Yes, it is.
Pretty.
I got it from a fan artist from this con I went to. And it's just so cute. I'm so glad someone made merch of it because it's my fave anime.
Okay. All right. This buddy boy right over here. This isn't the official I don't think this is the official um like animators, or this isn't the official like webtoon like dub. I mean, it says webtoon dub right here. I'm not sure, but I've seen many people dub over it. But whoever's picked up that as a voice actor has got pretty good voice acting. I mean that's some top-notch voice acting right there.
And and uh, um and I have the second season in my laptop. Do you want to watch it together sometime?
Sure, that sounds cool.
Huh?
Here, I'll write my number and you can put yours in my phone.
Okay.
Huh?
All right, see you around, Squirt.
A number.
Huh?
And that's how you get a boy's number.
What the fuck, dude? You're just lucky.
Yay! A boy's number.
You're
I swear to God, if you got laid because of Aunt.
Yeah, like I said, this doesn't scream to me like some really like big like older animator. Really, this does not. This looks like straight out of like some, I don't know, 16-year-old's drawing tablet, which is okay. But also one that was very stereotypical as well. I mean, come on, that is like any like, what is it? What do they call them? Is it no, not the isekai stuff. Like I'm not a weeb. I'm no like I'm not a weeb. I'm not even like a really big anime watcher, but that was like a stereotypical genre of anime I've ever seen. And this, it feels dumb. It just doesn't scream. It doesn't, like, I don't even know like I why I would even like let this on webtoon. Audience for anything, I guess. I don't know. There's Prep Gale. Oh, these are probably like Astrid evolutions. Let me actually take a look at that and see. Um, search history. I don't care. Astrid. Uh, wait, Astrid evolutions. No. Let me see. Hold on. Astrid. Hold on. Wait, no, I was getting it wrong. It's Astrid Eve. Okay. Um. Yeah, this just screams like some yeah, Undertale, all that yeah, it's I'm not like mad about it. It just like I don't know, they like people are screaming like to the ends of the earth that it's terrible. Like but it's not. It's not really like I bet you really right now if I look in the yeah, for years people have been telling me to go to voice acting is better than the oh, well, one I would probably agree with that. Uh, yeah, it's just a bunch of really like a lot of trolls. It doesn't really some of it is fire, but then yet again, there's also a select audience that does like this. I mean, really, I don't know. I received like a couple like stuff telling me I should probably watch this, but I don't even know what I'm looking to hate. They'll say I will hate this. Okay, wait. I think I actually watched the I think I watched the 2D comic thing, and this is the one. But I was also saying because it was like it said episode 31 and 32, and I thought it was like not the one that I was supposed to watch. But I think this is the one that was told by somebody to watch.
Ah! The student council meeting is
That's a moan. That's a moan. That's an exact like a very exaggerated moan, but that's a moan. That is already we have voice actors who are going over the top. And I know why people hate this now. It's because it's stereotypical to that set of people. Hold on.
Really giving me headaches. Business week is around the corner and we're still debating about the budget.
That bad, huh? You want to cuddle to de-stress? Come here, you.
Their names are Prep and Goth. This doesn't.
You. There.
This isn't like I said. This isn't taken seriously. I can't. But I'm also still mad at this halfway because not only does like you did not create any. You did not even take whoever made this did not even take the time to name a character. Like name your character.
We do this
Why?
all the time.
Sorry, guys, I gotta get off my.
But why does this feel different?
You want to talk more about it? No?
That
Well,
is
okay.
Ramon.
You guys just chill on my lap then.
Want hot chalky?
What's that?
Want
You
hot
want some hot cocoa?
chalky?
Wait here for a sec then.
Now that we're dating, everything's changed!
Nothing's really changed.
This is more. They still can't name anything. This doesn't really actually even. This doesn't even scream like any. I mean, it screams after it because somebody 2D'd animate it. Fan animation. Never mind. Okay. Maybe it's like based off of whatever.
Yes? Oh, you didn't tell me you're coming by.
I was wondering if I can stay the night in your dorm.
Of course. Come on in. So, let me get this straight. You two have been together for years, but not together. Yet he takes care of you, tucks you to bed, kisses you goodnight, and you've never really processed that he has a thing for you until recently?
Well, if you put it that way. Wait, I'm not finished with that bottle yet.
No, you're getting too drunk. Either way, it's
What even is that? Hold on. Fruity juice. Okay. I don't want to go too much into it. But it's just fruit juice. Fruity spiked, I don't know. What is it spiked with? Maybe I'm just going too much. I don't want to even come off as one of those like YouTubers that are like going too far onto things, but this just doesn't scream to me like a mature audience. And everybody was just telling me like you're gonna hate it. Like anybody that told me about it, and anybody that's seen at least for a couple seconds, like because I wanted to watch it, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look at it for a little bit, and then I'm gonna see what it is. But this just I don't know.
That bottle yet.
No, you're getting too drunk. Either way,
Ugh.
it's time for you to stop drinking, mister.
No.
Oh, please, I've been a good boy.
This screams a fantasy. This screams a fantasy. And that's okay. That's okay. Wait. Okay. And then let me just take a bit. I can. Designs. I got this as a YouTube. That's the thing. That's also why I've been seeing this. Is because it was a YouTube ad for me like once. So I knew they didn't make it. This animation is smooth. Like I got this as a YouTube ad not once. I know it's based off of like now that I've looked into it, a webtoons, but like anything else other than that, it just seems to me like I can't really. I don't know. I just. It just doesn't look like really. It doesn't. It doesn't look bad because it's somebody's art style and whatever, but it just looks like very stereotypical about whoever the story writer was, and it really is just like somebody's fantasy, and that's fine. I've seen so many people like take it so far as to like say that it's like a hate message to queer, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't look even harmful. It just looks like somebody's fantasy. And that's fine cuz on the internet there's like tons of fantasies anyways.
Larry Kramer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that we haven't learned.
Yeah. See, I don't even think I get it. I mean, it's obscene and like from people publishing being able to publish stuff and all the other stuff. Like would say
Okay,
like I would
really hate
say
coming on this channel to.
I would say really we like it's not like we haven't learned or anything. We just do it because from one point in time to express yourself was like the pub like this video starts with to publish literally like a book into a bookstore and you had to run that through people, but also even then like I understand that stuff with with HIV and stuff like that, and that's something you should really be careful of, but even then like I think we just it's not that we're expressing too much, we're just like it's just really over like
Complain, and I
sometimes
really don't want
whoever
to use
is
this to
doing it
spread
is we're really over
negativity or hate unlike
saturating.
other channels. I use this channel to talk about stuff I love, but not necessarily stuff I. So long it's on the basis of them having their own ideals and not on the idea of forming violence and promoting hate speech, as we've had several problems with that. It's not that their voice doesn't matter, it's just more or less you're more effective if you're an insider. Not to say you don't matter, it's just we're here witnessing it firsthand, first eye. We know what's going on ourselves through our own perspective. It's good that you have ideas, but
I would say yes to that. I would say being the insider of like being a part of that community is all right, but then I would strongly say even then like the type of people you're like around, they're still gonna they're you still run a really big risk of like being kind of like put off as this person that has an opinion, and really in general people just like they'll have an opinion of something and then people will just like tear you off as like some crazy like crack addict person from an alternate dimension who doesn't get that this is what it is, and I can agree to a certain extent with that. I really can. It's okay, like, but it's just not like ultimately true when it comes to like with people being okay and fine with it.
it's us and us entirely, and fails not only as media for queer people, but also as media in general. How so?
That's
Well,
that's actually very 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 right. That is extremely right. That is way too right because of the fact that it's just oversaturated in its marketing or its target audience that it's trying to get. It's just still going to fail. If you really 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 push it, it's just gonna be very oversaturated. Like you're in like that kind of saying where people say, "Oh fuck, you're in over your head, dude." Like stop or like you're going way too far. That's kind of what it is, and it's pretty funny to see that. To think that it is actually that animation that I watched was like literally like I kept screaming. It's like like a fantasy for someone else, but yet it's also their little experience and stuff like that. I don't know. I also think it's like a self projection, like you're projecting your own self into those animations and stuff, and that's also where I come back to fantasy. Like I don't know why like to hate it, but I also know to hate it because it's kind of obnoxious.
and then we have Twink. Yeah, no joke, his name is Twink. What's even
That's
more
so
offending is that this character is the literal worst. If there's not a piece of dialogue that comes out of this character that isn't just a stereotype, it's a sex joke. It's pretty much Angel
That's
Dust from
so
Hash Brown
dumb.
Hotel, but if the charm of Michael Kovac, aka the only thing that made Angel Dust charming, was sucked out and we got
That's
this
so
James Charles
dumb.
wannabe. Because we totally need James Charles representing us, right guys?
No,
Q-Force is nothing but a stereotype.
no, no. It's right. It's totally right. This it's like I mean look at that character the character design even then is really just I mean it's not terrible. Not to say it's terrible. It just looks I mean kind of like hell. it looks like hell. It doesn't look it looks to even then call it twink. Like it just really is stereotypical. Like it's either stereotypical or a fantasy at this point in the Gen Z age, and I don't really get it. I mean, I know people are like, I know from what I've seen, people are just like self-projecting sometimes, and that's okay to self-project. But like Jesus Christ, to this extent, I would say this is like when projecting gets too far.
Stereotypical mess, and the characters show it themselves. They either get one plot developing point that just gets abandoned and they're like, oh yeah, that happened, or they have one moment where they shine and show their past and it's just there. The only character that I saw getting development was the agent receiver person, but she was really forgetful, and the only thing that had her going was her voice actor, which was actually pretty good. Like, Twink literally had just a circus scene in one episode where he's like, oh no, this guy is terrifying me because he reminds me of my father. And then 4 episodes later, it's completely forgotten, he doesn't grow from it, and he's talking about topping the only straight guy.
Yeah, that's why that's why I hate it. That's okay. That's why I think I'm not even trying to make this video to even wrap around like like why I should hate it or why I do hate it. I'm trying to wrap around why people actually hate it, and then probably I'll hate it myself. But I'm telling you right now, that right there is the most uncreative writing too. And the reason why is because you write something like I don't know, people crave that plot development, and you just don't give it to them. Like you don't nurture like their lust for finding out about their favorite character. It's because your favorite character is a piece of shit, and it really just looks like that. I mean, not only that, but the character design too. It's just over. It's over the top too. I'll blame whoever's art department for that. Whatever. Even then, it's probably just like an animated internet thing on YouTube that you could watch, or like some sort of subscription thing. But I will tell you this: it just screams like thrust it down your throat, and like it just doesn't make any sense. It really does. Oh, it just doesn't. Like, you don't make it interesting at all either.
That's kind of uncomfortable, especially when he's not the same orientation as you. It's kind of, it doesn't land well for people.
No,
And
and
what is
even
there
if
that
you are
isn't a stereotype?
the same
Stereotypes that
orientation, I
don't make
bet
sense.
you would be.
Seriously, they try to pass off so many gay jokes that either A, don't make sense unless you're the absolute stereotypical market brand gay person they put at Target.
Okay, I hate stopping it every once in a while. If you if you're making jokes like that, I would say right now, if you're making jokes in a show that's kind of stereotypical, you're gonna get stereotypical jokes. You just have to get stereotypical jokes. The reason I will say though that's failing, and it's pretty sad. It really is sad, and I know why. I really know why this guy could say it too, and I know why shows like this fail because they only are making like this kind of theme, and they're not making anything else, and it's sad. It's really sad. So it's just stereotypical, and then they'll make stereotypical jokes. Like there's no blend of different comedy. It's just I'm I'm copy and paste character arc 1. My father let's go back to James Charles look like my father left me. Oh, like my father scared me or something. Like, oh no. And like yeah, it's like shit, my dad, like your dad left you kind of like the your dad left you kind of jokes. Well, we're like shoot, it ran away. Like like oh no, my dog it ran away. So like my father, you know. Look where I'm now. Like I won't say that's like it's definitely terrible humor, but I won't say it's like not funny. It can be to people's to other people, it's just not funny to most, if not everybody else in an audience.
Boy, High Guardian Spice, or as I like to call it, Ruby Universe. Steven Universe for its cool
That's-
character designs and simple characters and fun
That's
ideas,
definitely-
but inconsistent animation and poor storytelling. Stock image bread. And Ruby for its
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I also would want to point out here. So I actually grew up around the time when Steven Universe came out, and I was about, I don't know, 10 or so, and Steven Universe came out of nowhere. Granted, I also did not like Steven Universe, but I knew like it was there. So I watched it. I did watch it. Now, what I will say right now, and what's pretty much funny about him saying that, is that as soon as that came out and that sat in for a little bit, not a lot. It didn't even take that much time, but just a little bit. People started, I guess, drawing stuff and that, and then actually, I will say this. I even noticed just the animation style. Like, I feel like people picked up on, like, I grew up with Adventure Time, and that was great. I also didn't see anybody animating like Adventure Time because it was so unique as well already. So it's hard to animate like that. But Steven Universe was actually almost, if not the exact representation of a very very shut in high schooler. Granted, they're not always like that, but a very shut in high schooler that is with a drawing tablet and the ability to animate because they learned on their, I don't know, Kindle Fire or something since they were 14 or 13 from Christmas, and they started to learn how to animate, and then they know how to draw already, and then this what happens. I mean, when you give the hands to publishing things like that into everybody, you're gonna come up with some failures because people go to school for stuff like how to write effective storytelling.
all team girl power and mostly Western influence, but
And
with
even
bad
then,
storytelling
that's
and poor
like
animation
that
stock.
that's stock bread. And I know he was about to say stock bread, but I also wanted to point out this right here, like right around here, is like this is exactly like kind of like an anime. It's like anime. It really is, but it's Twitter art. It's really those handful of profiles that have the art, in which I will once again say this: there's nothing wrong ever with doing arts. Like I could not be bothered by it at all. But what I will say is this right here is an embodiment that somebody watched anime. They can't really capture that kind of way of maybe drawing, or maybe they can. I don't know. You guys draw on so many different levels. But what I will say right here is that that's Western. That it's like a
Image
Western
bread. When it comes
drawing.
to the offending of queer media, this show is very little when it offends the LGBT community, because literally everything bad about it, it's more production and stuff. Stock image bread. But
That's also
you know I'm
poor.
talking about queer stuff, and you've seen High Guardian
That's
Space
very
from
poor.
the several clips on YouTube, and I don't want to bring any hate towards the creator, because honestly, yeah, the show is bad, but the creator actually is nice, unlike another certain creator we're going to talk about down the line. But let's cue the clip. It's everyone's
boy.
favorite character, the transgender teacher.
You magic to change it. Cool. You can do that? Is that kind of transformation magic permanent?
I take a potion once a month to keep the spell active.
You
That's
see, there's nothing wrong in the clip.
so that's a trans teacher, whatever from, I guess, the female to male thing. But like literally right there, I guess, I mean, there could have been better ways to write in that you're, I guess, a trans character. Maybe it's like it says hormone replacement therapy,
So to
That's
speak,
what-
context.
and
but
it's in
just
a
the
little
clip is
fantasy
wrong
thing.
itself. Let's state the obvious. This is a magic fantasy world. Why in a world of magic does someone need to rely on potions to keep it going when transformations can be permanent? You can use magic to change permanently. Why is it that it has to be the same in the real world? Fantasy is great because if you are trans, there's a magic that can change you to be who you are as you feel. Why is it the same as the real world? Not only does it feel like they're just forcing representation to show their queer audience and queer agenda and all that, but it also just feels like boring storytelling because you're bringing aspects from the real world into fantasy, and it just doesn't.
And yeah, people don't even have time to deal with. People don't really have time to deal with that.
Transform and they can hint at it.
They don't really have time to deal with the real world. People literally come in to just escape.
Tell not show. And I don't like
just
that.
I do magic.
And there
I
is
switch
another
myself.
trans character,
No,
gender non-conforming, named Snapdragon. I cannot care or find myself liking Snapdragon. Like, yeah, he bonds with the transgender teacher, but I'm gonna be honest, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't land well, and I don't feel interested. Like, I genuinely like Ruby's character writing much more, and they don't even have any writing. The only character I really like in High Guardian Spice is The Boyfriend's Webtoons is one of the 3 making the rounds currently on Twitter, and this was my breaking point. My absolute worst, and what brought me to make this video. If you take Q-Force's terrible dated and poor stereotyping and fetishization of gay men, and High Guardian Spice's shallow writing with poor quality,
then you have a baby.
You get this horrid mess. Now, I know the creator's a terrible person, as I've seen several call-outs about their little fascination with BTS and their little hatred for black creators and black people in general, but I'm not gonna go on a whole this character is evil, yada 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 thing, because if you're on Twitter, you're gonna find a thread calling them out. I mean, it's Twitter.
Twitter's an active war zone, okay? It's always an active war zone until the internet decides to shut it down. I mean, we went from stuff like AOL to like Facebook and MySpace and stuff. It's like, and people found out that you could speak opinions without like being like, you know, like, I don't know how you put it. I don't even know how you put it. You like, to put it simply, it's an active war zone. People know that they can you know, dish out whatever they want to say, and then they're done. And then literally when it comes into it, another person has an opinion, and then they'll just do like a street like shootout, like, you know, around the block, and then it'll become like a whole internet world at war kind of thing. And it's just funny to watch.
They love their cancel culture, like how we Americans love our Super Bowl. But on with the video. Alright, so I read all of the chapters of Boyfriends in 1 week, and oh my god, it's so generic, it's so stereotypical, it's not good at all. Get things out of the way first. Let's just state, you know that one fandom chart that's like jock, prep, nerd, goth, all that spreads around every fandom and characters put it on there? That's it. That's the characters. You think there's more? No, the characters are literally that. There's no character progression outside of their dating lives, and there's no interesting qualities. It's pretty much, if you like golf guys that are so smooth and I'm all that, and I'm edgy and all that. If you like gay sports sides that have the happy-go-lucky sweet side that every little brawny guy has nowadays. If you like what Christian Walker dreams of looking like, if you like having the worst color palette on your hair, and literally the creator's self-insert, voila. That's
interesting. There you go. The self-insert. There you go. It's just nothing. I swear. I called it out from the start. Like, it's self-inserting yourself, or like self-projection. I called it out from the start, too. That is so hilarious, too, that's what it is. I cannot believe how I called that out, too. That is hilarious. I will tell you right now, that is hilarious.
Interesting story that has cute comedy about relationships in college, and also exploring a nice polyamorous side. You're not getting that. Quick note, this literally is the gay people's Rent-A-Girlfriend, as verified from the average Rent-A-Girlfriend fan, Nick.
He said it's like a knockoff of something.
Nice polyamorous side.
He said it was like a knockoff of something.
You're not getting that. Quick note, this literally is the gay people's Rent-A-Girlfriend, as verified.
Run to girlfriend. Give me a second. Yeah, even when I look at it too, it looks like reading through like the descriptions of every single episode at least. It looks really like it looks like that slice of life kind of thing. Granted, I'm on Wikipedia, and you know Wikipedia is a goofy goober of providing information about anything. But like, I honestly can tell you that what I'm looking at right here and what is being told in here is slice of life. It's just slice of life, and there's nothing else to it. Like I don't I see that anime everywhere, and it's also mostly being told through people with with a very complex way of writing things, or like with a complex way of creating things too. Like it doesn't take that much to even make a good series or creation or original design.
Cheesy after cheesy convo. It's either a haha funny meme or a terrible fetishy dialogue that either emphasizes two of the characters and makes them look so baby like all the gay men stereotypes, or just makes them all brawny, all that. Pretty much building up the same dynamic we've seen all throughout the media, and it's just, do I have to see this again? As for the jokes, you don't need to read this comic to see the jokes. All the jokes are just literally ripped from Tumblr or Twitter. Go on Twitter or Tumblr and you find all of Boyfriend's jokes material. It's not funny, especially when you see them all the time. Especially that Owo Choco thing, because let's be honest, one, no one says it in real life. Two, it's just another cutesy Tumblr thing that fetishizes gay men. Three,
it's not like fetishy. It's you could package this all up in one word right now. You could package it up in like one word, and the word is not not one word. It involves two words. The two words are high schooler, and if not that one, middle schooler, and if not that one, then I don't know. But it just doesn't take long for me to look at this, since I have been around a lot of people who express themselves very, very, very differently, and I see so many people very much into the aspect of drawing things. And like that right there, that is definitely somebody who is self-inserting their whole fantasy in which I couldn't really give any care. I just will tell you that this is just atrocious to like, you know, hand out, because we you really can't even settle for like just the simple thing of like, oh yeah, sure, I'm gonna you know write it down, and I'm gonna make this whole thing. Like, oh shoot, I can profit off of it. I can I can express myself, and it's just oversaturation. Like I can express my great art. You know what's also a big thing is
not really.
You can immediately look at it as like
it handles polyamorous relationships.
Artists. Artists. I mean, artists are legit sometimes the coolest people, and I actually know a couple people who have done favors for me and that are artists. But when also you're over in your head, I mean, even look at that. Like you're over in your head because you're already over in your head and your mind. You come out with these stereotypical pieces of art, or these probably just self projected images of art, and nobody has the time to to look at that because they want just the art. I mean, come on, look at this, look at the blue boy right there. I mean, literally it's always also said it was a self insert, but you know, and that is a big thing. That's a big thing. That's a big thing for the young audience. They'll make OCs or whatever. I think it's called, and they'll self insert themselves, because it's legitimately fantasy. It's legitimate like self-insert fantasy. Like I cannot tell you right now that is. I mean, look at the fucking hub. I mean, there's your favorite sexual fantasy on demand, or look at DeviantArt, my OC, scare like a timid ooh boy, or I don't know, is just it's just not it, it's just not cool. I don't like it. I really don't. But I also can care less because I don't give a damn what people do sometimes. But yeah, it's still okay.
Real starters, Axel literally works for them on
Thing
webtoons.
I guess
He
we
gets
just
paid to
watched.
do the ads. You know the want hot chalky ad or I've been craving and hell to be burned by a man ad. He animates that. He made that. So of course he's
Yeah.
gonna have a bias. Anything that puts the shmoney in his wallet. It's not actually
Let me just yeah. Let me just tell you something. There's stuff like that when you create content and you work for a company, in which this is what this person does. I guess I don't know. They I think what we just watched was was what goes into their pocket, which I also now regret watching because I probably just put a view and watch time into their thing. I don't know. They probably already monetized or whatever, but they're definitely monetized, I guess, or I guess like getting earnings off of webtoons to animate some of these too. But yeah, also it said fan, but I don't know. Um, yeah, this is funny to hear
because he likes it. It's because it gives him
because
money and ad
because he
revenue.
gives them
Look at
money
his
and
videos.
stuff
Most
like
of
that.
them are about boyfriends and webtoons. Webtoons is paying him. But let's get to his
Yeah, what a corporate wants you to do is what a corporate will tell you to do. And I will tell you right now, that is exactly what is happening in this case. And then whenever anybody hates him for the way he makes money or the way he does things, which is honestly anything, because artists are so stuck up their ass sometimes. Like you could just make art, be proud of it, and be like, hey, cool, you know, I made art. But no, they like I look at that right now, and I can tell you that is definitely somebody stuck up in their mind with what they make. And once again, I couldn't really care less, but it's funny. It's sad to watch.
actual points instead of just me. Characters don't have any personalities. They don't show any growth. Prep is just prep throughout the series. Jock is just jock throughout the series. Nerd is just nerd and a pervert throughout the series.
Funny, funny. Okay, because not only that, I'm willing to bet that whatever creator that made the series is also probably like that. Because, like you said, it's a self-insert, self-projecting, and it's so hilarious to see that. Well, one, there's no sorry, you literally fucking named your characters off of character trait, like character, different types of people. I don't know, and you have literally made, if not the most boring type of story or whatever already if you just name your characters different names like that, like different character trait names. Like you don't get any creativity. It doesn't get more creative than that. Like it's just not like it never will hit. It never will hit. There will never be. It's that slice of life bullshit that is probably everywhere in some kid's drawing tablet folder and or some DeviantArt thing, and it's like once again I just don't hate this kind of stuff. I just don't like it. So truly I'm truly actually like really honest to God glad I watched this today because It looks pathetic, but it also is like who the hell cares? I don't understand why everybody has a problem with it. And I can really tell. But then yet again, it's just some 15-year-old in their room and just chilling with their drawing tablet and expensive stylus and that can react to the tablet and going off. I could really not tell you any more than that's just it. Wow. I really couldn't.